Hey guys, Empress Dannie back with another episode of the Daily Grind. You already know I'm pouring you up a nice hot cup of joe. Going to get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we jump in for today's messages? I wanted to share with you guys. You guys know I mentioned yesterday's messages. It was like something about a coffee cup, right? Something significant about a coffee cup. And today I witnessed someone break a coffee cup. And someone gifted me a coffee cup. So I thought that was pretty interesting. As confirmation, it's one thing when you're self-validated, right? When spirit just confirms its word in you. I absolutely love that. Thank you guys for liking the video, making sure you subscribe. There's something about today having to do with a concealed aspect of the self. Sometimes these are even like the beautiful parts of you that you keep to yourself, nobody knows about, you don't talk about. Sometimes these are talents that you have or things that you do. But it's almost like, how you have the face that you present to the world. They don't need to know I can do this or that. Something feels as though today could represent being in I don't know if this is like around someone or in the company of someone where you are able to express those things that have been covered up or reveal some of those talents, or if this is just that energy, that good energy is back around, harmony is at play again, and you're able to do that today. There is a sense of what feels like hypervigilance or hyper awareness or sensitivity. um, Sometimes this can come across as vulnerability, but you may just find like you're picking up on things. I don't know why I'm getting Johnny Bravo. Hey, mama. I don't know, maybe something significant about that. Maybe the name Johnny is significant. But it just gives, there's a heightened level of awareness, and it's almost, this is a thing that energy has to be appropriately balanced. When it's out of balance, it's like paranoia. It is a lot of times insomnia can result from being very aware, but almost too aware to the point you can't get any rest. Usually, to bring that energy into balance, you want to do something that is going to, um, sorry about that, I got distracted. Is that a sign? To bring this energy back in balance, um, a lot of times, like having a good home cooked meal or making like the house more home, right? Your dwelling space more comfortable, cozy, or peaceful. um, or yin yoga, which is yoga usually for relaxation, deep stretching, held, um, long pauses, if you will, but that can bring it into balance. A really good sign of that being in balance is like grace. If you think about hyper awareness in like a ballerina, it makes them quick on their feet, able to, navigate situations or circumstances without, pain. They don't trip and fall. They recognize, again, the hypersensitivity. Oh, we're out of balance. And they create balance so that there's no fall. And obviously, that could certainly be uh, figurative in any given situation. So you could be in a position where today you're sensitive to some area of life where there is imbalance, where things are maybe fallen, and you may be in one way recreating or establishing balance in a way, in a manner that is graceful, before there's maybe anything that is lost or result. Okay. Um, let me I ain't gonna lie, look at this. Starting off, we have the Wonderment card that fell, and the GD card is at the bottom of the deck. Um, that essentially to me is like likened to a double tower. Um, so obviously that says initially there's something that's going to come through that it could be that it feels like breaking down, but it could also be like for some people, this is a breakdown. For others, this is a breakthrough realization of one's power in a situation. Sometimes that comes after, like, again, if this energy that I'm referring to was out of balance, right? Um, and you were sensitive but feeling vulnerable about some things, the GD card could have been like, shock, like, oh my God, this is going to, you know what I mean? Worry, stress, frustration. And the wonderment card could be, I don't know, I'm seeing Clark Kent, right? Superman. And I'm seeing, there's always a scene of like some woman falling out of the sky from a building or something like that. And she's falling to her death. And then here he comes and takes her up, right? So the wonderment is kind of like, oh, you're not falling. Here comes Superman to scoop you. Even if this is just an aspect of the self that literally comes through. And sometimes this is where your perspective changes of the world, and you begin to see things as more an adventure. Sometimes I wonder how God is going to bless me today, right? I wonder how God is going to come through, right? I wonder how the Creator's light is going to be revealed in my life today. Because sometimes we become so like blasé or take everything for granted, which can often be that pessimistic, stick in the mud type of energy. And sometimes the wonderment is gaining a fresh set of eyes and a fresh perspective that perhaps is optimistic, has a renewed sense of hope, even in the state of the unknown. So it does help you to slow down. So some of you may be in a position and there is a very strong, like it's almost like this is being, you're being prompted to be more in the present, okay? And being in the present is a really good indication that this energy is in proper balance because you're just going in the now, not looking too far ahead, not too focused on the past. Look at this. Sunshine is here, and the letting go card is at the bottom of the deck. What exactly does that mean? If there's wonderment, if there's awe, it feels somewhat like an energetic upgrade where you're being restored in some area, which can be some aspect of your perspective with the sun. That could be a perspective of yourself. It's also giving like light at the end of the tunnel type of energy. So this could be you being hopeful about the future, which helps you to let go of some things about the past that kept you from being able to see the sun in one regard or another. um, I really like the sunshine card because a lot of it um, deals in like the way in which you see yourself, your self-esteem. Um, it's to remind you that you're beautiful, you're a powerful person, you're very unique. So if you've been worrying or questioning yourself, um, it's a reminder you're right just the way you are. So you don't have to be concerned to the degree that you are. You are not an accident. Nothing is on accident. You are an essential part of this existence. And without you, you know, there would be things that are just not right. And sometimes we're so fixated on forward or backward that we don't really accept the gift that we are in the here and now. Okay. Um, so some of you there today could be a day where you're dealing with yourself, letting go of maybe some things that you're not in exchange for seeing the amazingness that you are. Okay. Freedom card. This card came out in the same position yesterday and look, intention. Okay. I like it. I don't know why I get an energy. I'm seeing like a hill. So something makes me feel like you're making progress. And because I'm seeing up a hill, it feels as though that progress, for whatever reason, has been somewhat slow and maybe a little bit difficult because hills usually refer to resistance. Okay. So you may have been holding resistance, or that could have just been at play in your situation, um, the freedom card typically reminds us you can decide to release those limiting beliefs at any time, right? So if you've been limiting yourself, if your thoughts have been off, um, just know those are modalities of creation. And if you, oh, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, this will never happen, that'll never happen, it's very likely that by the end of the day, you may be experiencing some sort of a shift um, that kind of helps you to awaken from that state. And that can be where you have gifts lying dormant, where there are things about you um, that you don't need to believe, right? That you told yourself, that life has told you, that the matrix kind of has created boxes that you put yourself in. Um, you may be in a position where there's something I just heard. It feels, I don't know why I kind of get like midday, you might have some sort of a premonition, and by the end of the day, you might be what feels like somewhat positioned um, to be able to change this perspective. Um, it's almost like, you know how sometimes you just have an aha moment and the energy clears and you're like, you know what? I can do this or I can do that. Like something makes me feel like you're going to have what feels like mental clarity, a sense of freedom of the mind, and a realization anything that was limiting you is not true. It don't hold value. Um, and there's no need to repeat that thought or that perspective. um, which you guys know Course in Miracles, right? Nothing unreal exists. And that's kind of what I'm getting. Something about the end of the day is like you coming to the realization of nothing unreal exists and nothing real can be threatened. Therein lies the peace of God. um, Excuse me. Let's pull just a few more cards, and then if you're not on Patreon, you got to join this because I'm just going to be taking my time with these things. I really want to go slower on the messages so that you guys really get, the substance of what's being said. Because my intent is not to just predict your day, but to empower you as your own magician of your life to create the day that you desire by giving you insight to the power that you hold to utilize the energy in a way that sets forth your intention and brings it forth into being. Um, and that's really what this intention card has everything to do with, is realizing that your thoughts are a creative force, and where your mind goes, your communication follows, and what your communication dictates basically is what your outcomes are predicated upon. And that's not just your spoken word, but the communication that your actions send, that your, again, we talked about the deep the other day, the communication that sends off as well. And so I do feel this energy of like something about maybe the end of the day has to do with consciousness surrounding your intentions. And yeah, I hear sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, sorry, I gotta be quiet. Speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself. So you may be speaking over yourself, your situation, your circumstance. Always remember, some of you, you've already learned these lessons. You could certainly be positioned to help others with this as well. Or, it's always levels and layers. So you could be peeling back yet another layer of this in some way today. Okay. Yeah, we already know we've got the mouth card, clarifying wonderment. That's sometimes where the grass is always greener. And it makes me feel like um this could I kind of get the energy of like um I don't know why I'm kind of getting like this is too hard. I'm gonna go over here instead. And then wonderment is like, no, I can do this. I can pick this up. I have what it takes. Um, in deciding, I don't know, you could certainly be revisiting something, right? Something, someone, or something like that. This is air energy with the moth. So this can, I don't know why I'm kind of getting the energy of someone. This is like, I don't know if you get a communication. It's like, you know how you have people who will leave the job and they'll go to another job and they'll be like, I like it better over here, right? You should come over here. Everybody coming over. Something makes me feel, sometimes when it's like it's actually better here now. So evidently you was the problem, right? But it's like the grass is always greener, why did I leave that job? Why didn't I go back there? There feels like something. And keep in mind, I'm referring to a job, but this can be anything. And remember, it doesn't have to be you. It can be people opposite you. So sometimes this is looking at, maybe it is relationships, right? Grass is not greener. Maybe the grass looks like it's greener in one direction or another, but it's not. Here's a crow, okay? With sunshine and more air energy. So doesn't surprise me, right? Wednesday, right? If I'm not mistaken, on the 7-day message is the Two of Swords. So something gives me the impression, the Two of Swords was our card for today, but something gives me the impression that if there is talking, I don't know why I feel like you might not be doing the talking. Someone else could be doing the talking. The owl is at the bottom of the deck, right? More air, right? Um, I don't know why this is really just giving me the impression that, yeah, I just heard out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So someone's saying something, you're listening, and this is probably different dynamics. In some cases, you're speaking, and with sunshine, whatever it is that you're saying, because certainly I hear Tamala Man, a wonderful change has come over me. So I don't know why this could be something, a change in the conversation, a change in the direction. It could just be seeing the sun, seeing that someone is healed. This could be, seeing your own healing in your own words. Oh man, I wouldn't have said that before, right? That wasn't a call that I would have made, because remember, air is not just the act of speaking, it is the command as well. So this could be sending commands and you calling different shots than what you would have or someone else is. Something gives me the impression that with sunshine and the crow is a very strong spiritual card. And so you may be demonstrating some aspect of spiritual growth or strength today, that is very aware, heightened level of awareness, not only of what's around you, but being in the presence, that's of who you are, the gift that you are, ways in which you maybe can show up or have showed up or need to show up or do show up. Um, um, the crow is also symbolic of magic. So this could certainly be, oh, I know I got that magic, right? I know I can make this happen. I know I can do this. Um, you may be inclined towards supernatural things today, but the crow is definitely like seeing beyond sight. So it is a bit of a walk by faith, but it's knowing things, it's being able to see it before it actually exists. So I definitely feel like a focus on the third eye chakra, perhaps come midday, and just I can see it already type energy, right? And again, that can be in any area, right? In business, career, these could be aspirations, things that you have a desire to do. This could be lifestyles of the rich and famous, you and Aaron Bennett Jones, right? This can be relationship, right? Me and you forever. Perhaps, but if you think about that, right, just kind of like see yourself not as where you've been, but as where you want to be, but from where you are now. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel like that is really the magic of the crow, um, is holding both the past, the present, and the future all within the third eye. And it's almost like creating this alignment, that it puts you there at his heart quicker than you know it. This is like, I hope you should probably tap in energy. Okay, so some of you, just be mindful, right? Watch your diet, right? Be around happy people, and make sure that you are self enriching. That's important. You may find that your intuitive abilities are very strong today, that you are seeing things very clearly today, and perhaps others are as well. Um, with that though, just like with like third eye opening, a lot of times when people are not in balance, and some of you could see that, right? That's when like that's your schizophrenia is flaring. Okay, you hearing things, or um, you hearing everything, even stuff that's not actually being said, right? So you might find again where there's like, that hypersensitivity, that's usually an indication that that crow energy is not properly balanced. Dang, y'all, I really do want to keep going, but we really do need to for the sake of time. I've got to cut it off, so I'm going to pull one card and we'll give some very quick insights. Then we're going to go over to Patreon, and I really hope that you guys will join us. Look at that. Oh my God. Dolphin card is such a free, liberated card. Water energy. So air, and water. And this is like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting an energy of like really quick to get to the, it's almost like I deserve the good stuff, get into the love, get into the part to do what I want. This is like inner intelligence that guides you. This like, it kind of gives the energy of like, you get, I don't know, I just heard Oprah, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. So maybe something significant about that. But it's almost this energy of being blessed because you got a good attitude. I'm gonna let you choose what you want to do or which one you want to go. Like there's something like that, but it's almost like you had to be intelligent enough to, I don't know, it could be like, it just feels like to show up in a certain way. This is you operating in flow and what feels like it leading you to the light, which feels like a manifestation. It's expediting or speeding up, something that is a blessing for you. Y'all, that's what I have. You in healing energy today. And some of you, you're going to realize your perspective of yourself is healed. And that's the reason that you're in healing energy, because you've been so focused on your own personal spiritual practice and enriching yourself. You're no longer underestimating your own power, and by perhaps even just being around like-minded spirits. And I'm going to say this as I close. This is keeping in mind spirits are not just people. Everything that has life and has a spirit inhabiting it, everything that has life breathed into it has a spirit inhabiting it. Case in point, right? You have movies don't have life, right? Yeah, you think about a Blu-ray disc, it don't have life, or something that's streaming, there's no life in it, right? But it was created by something that gave life to it. And with that, there is a spirit or intention associated with it. And so that's where you have to be more mindful about the things that you're consuming. Some of you, this is foods as well. And spiritually, you're aware that you're maybe needing to make some better food options or choices for yourself. And as you do so, you find that your energy is more buoyant. So when it comes to like-minded spirits, the spirit associated with healthy foods is going to be better for you than the spirits associated with those unhealthy foods. And as you're mindful of these things, and that's what you're choosing to consume or to be around or to associate yourself with, people or otherwise, you're finding, yeah, here, love lifted me when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. And I feel like the love that you're showing yourself it's lifting you, it's elevating you out of what could have been a low place into, yeah, here and now. I promise to love faithfully. You're all I need. Are you over there grooving with Luther? Y'all enjoy your day. That's what I have for you. We'll talk again soon. I'll see you on Patreon.